Hi guys, and welcome to, finally, after a long wait, an update on the Cappuccino build. I managed to get around to doing a little bit more painting. I'd had this bodywork masked up for ages in preparation for painting around the frame. And I managed to do a little bit more painting on last Thursday's An Evening with Chris at Gross Models while we were on the live streaming. And I thought it was an ideal opportunity to get back and get something done at the bench modelling wise, because in between having a bit of a break and everything, incidentally having had a break to Hamburg, I will just mention, I had the opportunity to visit Miniature Wonderland, which is absolutely amazing. I do have some video footage which I'll be putting together and uploading for you to look at. Yesterday I managed to get, we got the undersides fixed on, including the shock absorbers, which you can probably just see there. I added red coil springs too, just to kind of brighten them up a little bit, make them a little bit more noticeable. And we've got red brake calipers as well, going sort of like Brembo-esque with that one, just to add a little splash of colour. I'm probably going to give this a little bit of a dusting, kind of like a dry brush, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm not going to go crazy under here with the weathering. I'm a little bit disappointed with the fit of the sills there. I could actually glue those, I guess, but I kind of like the idea of being able to keep it so I can pop the body back off if need be. And I'm likewise a little bit disappointed about the gap that appears in here. Just get something to point with. The gap sort of in the doors here and here between the body tub, and particularly so because it's not a consistent gap where it might look like where the window runner winds up and down. A little bit annoying, but you know, I can live with it when all's said and done. It's okay. It's not too bad, but I can tolerate it. And as you can see inside there, I've kind of gone with a complementary colour scheme with blues, with a paler blue for the seat inserts, and then the sort of body colour blue on the dashboard panel and the steering wheel, and also on the gear shift gaiter as well, and on this little cubby hole at the back. And I was going to make up some seat belts for it, but then realised if I did that, that would hide these little chrome seatbelt hooks, so I'm just going to leave those as they are, to be honest. That's pretty much it. I need to add a little dot of black onto this bit down here, which is the windscreen washer, which you probably can't see on the video, but it's a little tiny little raised bump, which is the windscreen washer. I've fitted the headlight lenses, so I've used Molotov chrome pen on the insides of the headlight lenses in here, and then silver paint around the outsides so that it gives a little bit of contrast between the actual light lens and the outside, and fitted the headlight covers. I've done likewise with the back, as you can see there. That's been painted with I've used the Molotov pen to Molotov. Why am I saying Molotov? That's because I've been reading that on the damn Facebook and forums. It's Molotov. I've used the Molotov pen, chrome pen on these, and the Molotov pen on the rear lights. I have the rear lights here with the indicator sections masked off with Humbrol Maskol. These are going to be sprayed with Tamiya Clear Red. I'm then going to unmask these and somehow add Tamiya Clear Orange. I'm not sure how. I like to spray these colours because they don't brush very well. They tend to leave blobs if you brush them. Tamiya paints don't brush well anyway, as you'll probably know if you've tried it. So that's going to be tricky because there's no clear outlines on the outside of these lenses. So it's going to be a little bit tricky doing the indicator bits, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then also over here, I have the various options for the roof. So we have the rear section here like so, And then we have a targa top section which clips on like so. We have a full roof section which clips on like so. What I've done with these is painted them in a grey colour and given them a coat of acrylic gloss, so it's not quite as shiny as the bodywork. I wanted it shiny but not as shiny as the bodywork, so that you could see a little bit of a difference. So it's had a coat of acrylic gloss and a very light buffing to just give it a little bit of a sheen. As you can see there, and that's it with the roof panel on. And then the other option is with the whole kind of folded down roof completely removed thing going on, which if I can get that to clip in, there we go, like so. And as I did with the BMW Z1 I think build, if you saw that one, you'll remember I left that with an option of being able to remove the roof and put it so I can display it either folded or with the roof up, and I'll probably do the same with this one, I think. And down here we've got the wheels, which I was going to paint, but I decided I quite like them in this plated silver. It's very alloy looking. So all I did is put a little oil wash on the wheel nuts, and then these just need to be pushed into place to give the model its wheels. So that will be the next thing I do. There's a few little areas I need to touch up. I've just chipped a chunk of paint off there. That's not going to matter though, because that will be covered up whichever roof option I have on there, but that's the little peg hole. I thought that one was a little bit tight, but I'll say that will be covered regardless. So I've got the rear light lenses to paint and put on. I've got the indicator lenses that I need to back with silver with the Molotow pen or something similar, and then put the indicator lenses on there. I have a reversing light lens to go on here, so again the Molotow pen to get a silver rear for the reflector. And then it will be just about done. We're back and this is the build complete. And just to sum up everything that has been done, the body was sprayed with a lacquer primer, which was decanted from Rattle Can. It was a blue acrylic MIG paint for the blue colour of the body. I think it was a MIG one. It was one of the ones that I got in a batch of paints, which were kind of similar to Vallejo Model Air. And then it had Zero Paints lacquer clear over the top of that, which was micromeshed and polished. The decals were printed on colour laser decal paper, and just random images from Google search on sort of manga anime themes to go with the general theme of the Initial D manga anime kind of overall thing that I was looking for. We've got the rear light lenses painted with Tamiya Clear Red and Orange, and the reversing lights down here. Molotow chrome pen was used for the lights, front and rear. The front indicators in clear orange. I didn't use the upgrade parts that came with the kit to make it the Initial D version with the big front bumper and such like. Obviously that one in the Initial D anime was red as well. And I think it's nice every now and again to do a vehicle that isn't red, because there are so many red cars and motorbikes. The interior was done in shades of black, dark grey and contrasting blues to kind of get a bit of a theme going on there. And it's a relatively sparse interior, but there's enough there to allow you to pick up and highlight a few detail bits. The visors I did in a pale blue to sort of go along with the seat. I did them in a dark blue originally, then decided I didn't like them, and then did them in a pale blue, and I'm actually undecided as to whether I like that, to be honest, but you know. Slightly annoyingly, I ended up with a tiny dab of super glue just in front of here when gluing the mirrors on, because this is one of those irritating kits that doesn't have location points for the mirrors. You just have to place them in place and hope for the best. And during the fitting of the mirrors and the final bits, I happened to put a little bit of stress on the windscreen there and also pop it out where it was held with PVA. So I'm a little bit annoyed at myself for that, but it's okay at the moment. I will put a little dab of PVA back onto that to glue it into place, but I'm more annoyed at the little stress mark on the windscreen at the top there. And the wheels had a little wash to highlight the wheel nuts, and the underneath, as mentioned previously, has just been kind of dirtied up a little bit with a wash of Nuln Oil and Agrax Earthshade, just to make it a bit more realistic. I don't personally like super shiny undersides on model cars, because having worked as a mechanic, real cars don't have shiny undersides, ever. Even when they're brand new, the underneath might be painted and clean, but it's never super shiny like the exterior is. Irritatingly, there's a chrome tailpipe piece which I cannot find anywhere, but that slots onto here. So at some point, next time I'm doing some alclad chrome, I will get a piece of old sprue which I will drill out with a larger borehole to go at the back and a smaller one to fit onto here, and I will spray that with some alclad chrome or stainless or something similar to fit onto that, because I've searched everywhere, cannot find the thing, and it's possible that I might have thrown it out at some point when I was clearing up old bits of sprue. Of course, it's also possible that I might find it at some point when I'm having a bit of a tidy up, so we'll see how that goes. And all in all, I'm really pleased with the decals. I shall certainly be using custom decals again. I think they look really, really good. I'm very pleased with the shine. I think that's polished up really nicely. And it was a really fun little kit to build. Not as nice as Tamiya offering, and doesn't fit quite as well in a few areas. There are little gaps where the door cards meet the doors up here. But overall, it went together really nicely, and unlike some car kits I've built before, like that awful, hideous Monogram or AMT Ford Capri or whatever it was that I did the build series on, which needed some extensive surgery to get it to get the body to fit the chassis and what have you. This has been an absolute dream in comparison. Great fun little car, and I've always had a fondness for K cars. That's my Suzuki Cappuccino, which is also a really cool name because it's named after a coffee, and you can't go wrong there. Thanks for watching, and keep modelling.